short to live that way. Every day is a gift from God. What if you found out you weren't going to be here in 6 months? You learned that your time was coming to an end. How many of the things that upset you now would you allow to continue to upset you? How much of the offense, the frustration, the stress would you continue to let in? If you don't keep your walls up, it can keep you from the fullness of your destiny. And when we come to the end of life, I can't think of anything that would be much sadder than to have to look back and think, why did I waste so many days worried? Why did I live stressed out? Why did I let those people keep me offended? Why didn't I guard my heart? You can make that decision right now. Jesus put it this way, very simple. Stop allowing yourself to be upset. He didn't say, I'll take away the offense, the rejection, the disappointments, the stress. No, those things will come. You can't allow them to upset you. In other words, you got to put your foot down and say, that's it. I'm done worrying about my finances, my children, my health. I'm not letting that worry in. I'm done being stressed every time my plans don't work out. I'm not letting the stress in. I'm done living sour because I had a disappointment. I didn't get the promotion. I'm not allowing that poison in. Now, the thoughts may come to your mind, but don't let them get into your spirit. Don't dwell on them. What we continually think about drops down into our spirit. That's when it can poison us. In the Old Testament, when an enemy was going to attack a city, the first thing they would do many times would take these stones and throw them into the wells to try to clog up the water supplies. These people were called slingers. They would sling the stones from a great distance. Once the water supply was cut off, the people would have to come out of the city. That's when they would attack. In the same way, every one of us has a well of good things on the inside, put there by our Creator. A well of joy, well of peace, well of creativity, a well of victory. The scripture says, out of your innermost being will flow rivers of living water. The problem too many times is we've allowed these slingers to clog up our wells. When somebody says something derogatory, tries to discredit you, you know what they're doing? They're throwing a stone towards your well. If you get offended, upset, thinking I'm going to have to pay them back, then that stone lands in your well. It starts to clog up the joy, the peace, the victory. They've accomplished their goal. But when you keep your wall up, you don't get offended. You let it go. No big deal. That stone hits the wall, bounces off, and causes no damage. We all have slingers in life. You can't go through the week without having stones of judgment thrown at you. Stones of offense, stones of doubt, stones of self-pity. We can't stop the slingers from slinging the stones, but we can choose to have our walls up and not let it affect us. And some of you today, you're not enjoying your life, you're enduring your life. It's because your well has become clogged. You've allowed some of these stones to get in. Now it's keeping you from experiencing the fullness of life, the fullness of joy. The good news is, it doesn't have to stay that way. You can unclog your well. If you will forgive the people that hurt you, let go of what didn't work out, shake off the offense, the bitterness, the disappointment, then the well of good things put in you by your Creator will begin to freely flow once again. You will experience those rivers of living water. That's my prayer for you today, that you will see God's goodness in a new way, the abundance of His favor. Now make the decision with me to keep your walls up. Guard your heart. Remember, you only have so much emotional energy each day. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. Don't spend it trying to win people over that are never going to be won over. Use it for your own goals, your own dreams. If you will keep those walls up and, like David, walk away from offense, then I believe and declare no weapon formed against you will ever prosper. You will rise above every challenge, overcome every obstacle, and become everything God's created you to be. In Jesus' name. We never like to close